Hello YouTube world, Mackdaddy 1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Name of this video is What the Hell Happened to Mac? About the second week of January, about the middle of January, I got sick as hell and I didn't know what the deal was. I thought I had a really bad cold and I tried to fight it in such a manner. Tried to go to work, that did not work out. No. One minute I was freezing, could not get warm even with a heavy jacket on in a room. It was 70, 75 degrees, I was freezing. And the next minute I had a massive fever and sweating bullets. So this rocked on for about a week, and I finally broke down and went to the doctor. The doctor said, "You have had the flu." And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that was psychologically, that was a cheerful moment for me. It was an uplifting moment, and the reason why is because I really thought I'd got weak or something in my old age, because I thought I'm fighting a pygmy, the common cold or a bad cold. In reality, I'm fighting King Kong, the damn flu. So psychologically, that was a great pick-me-up, and I was glad it was a flu, because, buddy, I'll tell you what, I have felt bad in my time, but I hadn't felt that bad. But the reason I thought it was just a cold is I never threw up, no vomiting, no diarrhea. And every time before this, when I had the flu, I always threw up. Matter of fact, I had diarrhea and was throwing up at the same time, so I had to have a garbage can up here puking while I'm squirting it out the other end, pure water. I'm quite sure you've been through it. So I thought it's just a bad damn cold, and the way it made me feel, I mean, I felt bad in my life, but that was one of the worst. It wasn't as bad as 2 or 3 times I had the flu where I was throwing up and squirting it out the other end, but it was, everything else was exactly the same. The body aches, I hurt everywhere. Couldn't wear regular pants. It just hurt my hips, it hurt my back, and I laying down, sitting up, standing up, it didn't matter, I hurt. And that lasted for just over a week, but I also got bronchitis, which kicked the hell out of me. I just did not have any energy, and I got winded real quick. So I don't know, maybe a week or so before I finished up with it, I got wound up with a damn stomach virus. And the stomach virus didn't make me sick like they normally do, where you're throwing up and all. It was just like I had a pressure right below my rib cage over my diaphragm, and I did not have any appetite, and what little bit I'd eaten, it never came out the other end, so to speak. So just for a month, I mean, just got the hell kicked out of me, and just now I got my energy back this past week and the week before, but my creative juices haven't been flowing. I'm about to publish a video in there right now. I got it uploaded earlier on how to handle the weight of an M14 in an EBR chassis. Okay, a lot of people, they put a conventional type strap on it or try a single point or 3-point, and it just doesn't work out, and they wind up getting aggravated with it because of the weight, and they get rid of it. And basically, if you set it up to carry it like a freaking heavy machine gun, like an M60 or an M240 or whatever the case may be, and handle it in such a way, you can handle the weight no problem. But anywho, that's the other video, and you can go and watch it or not, that's up to you. First, I want to say thank you to our friend Detman101. He sent me a get well card right as I had got over everything, but it came in, and just knowing someone else cared enough to send me a get well card was awesome. I'll tell you the God's honest truth. I'd also like to say thank you to Mr. Gas 1, the winner of our grand prize during the Christmas thank you giveaway video. He won the Woodsman's Pal. Out of the blue, about the 3rd day I was sick, when I was really, I mean, in agony. Out of the blue, came in the mail, this M14 mag pouch. This thing looks brand spanking new. I mean, it's in better shape than any one of them that I already have. It's not dry rotted or anything, and it's in just fabulous shape. But that's not it, and that is not all. Inside were 2 original see, what are they now? I cannot ever remember. KMT company manufactured M14 magazines. Now, I did a little research online. KMT manufactured, were one of the original manufacturers of the mil-spec M14 magazines during the 60s and probably during the early 70s. So these are real deal M14 magazines, and I compared them side by side with the new stainless steel CMI magazines, and they're exactly the same. All the numerous weld points on the front, on the magazine catch in the rear, and everything, and they're in good shape, even though they're probably older than I am. Now, that's a hell of a note, but the springs are good and strong. You can see I've got 150 grain full metal jacket ball ammo loaded into it. These are some of my reloads, and that leads us, oh, thank you, Mr. Gas 1. Thank you very, very much for that. I really appreciate it. I'd already sent him a text, I do believe, or an email, because he was asking me if I'd received the package, and I told him yes, I did last night, but I was still so sick. But anyway, I want to say thank you also to you, because that was a very kind gesture, and it's something that actually, he said this was for my birthday, and actually that's one of the items on my wish list for my birthday was 2 more M14 magazines. So I got those. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. All right, got another thank you. But before I do the thank you, I want to show you guys. You can see on the rear of Betsy stock here, the monopod is no more. Whether it was simply the fact I did not have the correct materials to make it out of, or it simply just wasn't meant to be, but I never could get it to where it was so stable that it wouldn't rock back and forth. So, at the recommendation of our friend Mike M0331, who is a United States Marine and who has an M1A that he routinely shoots out to 1,000 yards, he recommended a sandbag. And I think it was him that gave me the suggestion to use the plastic airsoft pellets that they manufacture for the airsoft guns. Works great. If you use dried beans, such as black eyed peas or something of that nature, they're going to rot if they get wet. Okay. Sand is very dense, very heavy, and the finer grains of it will come out and create a mess. Okay. If it gets wet, it really soaks up the water and retains the weight. These pellets, they'll dry out really quick. They won't rot, and they're fairly lightweight. I think this maybe 6 ounces. Doesn't weigh very much, and you can squish it any which way you need to raise or lower the stock. You can put it on this rifle under the pistol grip or under the toe of the stock back here. Works like a charm. Don't know why it took so long to finally break down and do it, but thank you very much, Mike, for the suggestions. I have not forgotten your tripod that you made out of the sticks. I will be definitely field testing that in the future as a field expedient, so that you can make, if you're in a situation where there's real tall grass, you can make your own tripod out of sticks right there where you're at, and some 550 paracord or whatever the case may be, and you can get the rifle stabilized up above the grass or whatever, so you can take the shot if needed. Thank you very much for that, Mike. I appreciate it. All right, onward and upward. Right here, I'm putting a link to another channel. The guy's name is TiborasaurusRex. His main thing in life is long range, extreme long range precision shooting out beyond 1,000 yards. Being sick, I had to stop. I had to slow down. I just felt so bad, and then like I said, the first 3 or 4 days I was pretty much bedridden the entire time, other than run to the bathroom. I ate 1 apple a day, so it wasn't like I was packing my face and sleeping. That was it. Slept the whole way around. But when I finally got it well enough that I could sit up and I wasn't in agony, I started watching this series called Sniper 101 on TiborasaurusRex's channel. I'm going to tell you, if you really want to learn how to shoot up to your rifle's maximum performance, shoot up to its capability, you should start watching this video. When you do, go ahead and get you a notebook and a pencil and start writing, because you need to take notes so you can learn it, because it is huge playlist. There is as of today, on the 18th of February 2016, I do believe there's 94 parts. So some of them are very short, only 3 or 4 minutes, or 6 or 8 minutes, something like that. And then some of them are fairly long. Like, I think the longest is 51 minutes. It covers everything. I mean, selecting a rifle, taking a rifle right off the rack, a standard bolt action or whatever type rifle, right off the rack, and how to make it shoot up to its potential. It covers reloading for your particular rifle. It covers optics selection, gives you the basics of how to choose an optic. The cartridge selection, depending on how far away your target's going to be and what type of shooting you're going to be. He gives a breakdown. He gives you internal ballistics on what happens from the time the firing pin strikes the primer to the bullet exits the barrel. External ballistics from the time it exits the barrel until it hits the target. Wind drift, spin drift, temperature, humidity, barometric pressure, altitude, Coriolis effect, Magnus effect, on and on and on. The type of reticle in your scope, the type of turrets that you're going to be using, the type of adjustments, first focal plane versus second focal plane, the difference in the quality of the types of glass, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 optics, range finders, laser range finders, the Kestrel weather centers that you can hold in your hand. It'll tell you the temperature, where you're sitting at, the wind speed, the barometric pressure, altitude, the whole 9 yards. Mil-Dot Master, the trigonometry for shooting way the hell over there. And when I say way over there, he is shooting out to the maximum range of the cartridges he is firing. Everything from a 308, 243, 308, all the way up to the big boys, 338 Lapua, 50 BMG. Okay, talks about ballistic coefficients, the G1 and G7, I think it is, ballistic coefficients, choosing the type of projectile, the type of bullet you're going to be shooting. Got me very, very, very excited, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to learn. Been taking profuse notes and trying to learn everything from the man I can. I've already got some of the equipment that is going to be required, and there's some of it I still need to purchase. Goals. My goal for this year is to buy a high quality optic for this rifle. And after watching his review videos on it, I've already picked out the optic that I can A, afford, and B, that is top shelf. And that is the SWFA Super Sniper in 3 to 15 power magnification with a 42-inch objective lens. Why? Because it's 100% accurate on the adjustments of the turrets. That's number one. Number two, the turrets and the reticle match. It has a mil-dot reticle and milliradian adjustments. Okay, in between each mil-dots you have 10 milliradians. Okay, it's subdivided into 10. A lot easier to work with. A mil-dot master is a analog calculator, sort of like a slide rule, and it's got all these rows and numbers and so forth, and you match up the size of your target in mils, and that gives you your range, and then your incline, all that. It does all the trigonometry for you to make those long range shots. It is awesome. Best $30 you can buy. But the S 3x15 by 42, the Super Sniper, will be the scope I'm going to buy this year. It's right at, so I think it's like $730. Get another set of rings for it. It uses a 30mm tube. First focal plane, none of this crap right here. And second focal plane with a mil-dot reticle, unless you know exactly what magnification that the mil-dots are correct, they are useless. Okay, it's a ranging optic. If you know how to use it, you can use the mil-dots or whatever the different things in it, like the Horus reticle. You can get the idea of how far away they are without using an active system such as a laser to find out their range, which will give away your position if they have a laser detector. Okay, you laser American troops and you're going to get your ass shot off, because they'll know right the direction it came from, and they'll send it rounds right back up that damn line and tear you a new one. Chinese also, ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget those jokers. God, there's so much to talk about, and I don't want to make this video super long, but the scope, that is my goal for this year. And the second thing is which I may go ahead and get in a lot sooner, a chronograph, so I can measure the muzzle velocity of my loads, find out the which load creates the perfect balance of harmonics through the rifle so that I get the best shot groups. Okay, that's something that else, the harmonics of your rifle, he has like 2 or 3 videos that covers just that. That is the reason you start in 5 different increments from the low to the high on your cartridges when you're starting to make them yourself, and you can tune it just right so that the harmonics are perfect. There's no whip at the end of the barrel as the bullet leaves the muzzle. Okay, all the harmonics have moved back to the receiver by the time the bullet reaches the barrels, so there's no whip, and it's not going to throw it here one shot and over here one shot. Oh man, it's like I said, I started watching this series, and I watched almost all 94 of the videos. All I can say is it's outstanding. Out freaking standing. I highly recommend you watch that series. But that's what I've got on my mind for the future. More camouflage videos. The video series on camouflage will continue this year. The burlap did not hold together very well last year. The woods tore it up pretty bad in some spots. Other spots it's perfect. So we will be continuing the camouflage series, and we will definitely start a new series on the long range shooting once I have an optic, the Mil-Dot Master, analog calculator, and so forth. But anywho, this is Mackdaddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalist. I hope I remembered at least half of the crap I wanted to talk about. I hope you can see how excited I am about the getting a new scope and finding out, you know, all this different information that will help me and help you, I hope, to shoot better and shoot up to the potential that your system has. This is Mackdaddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, and thank you to everyone who had asked where I was at and how I was doing. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.